Winners fuck prom queens, bro. Losers jack off at home alone. I just told you, man, that degree that you get from college, you should wipe your ass with it because that's what the fucker's worth.
So there's no chance they're going back on the sideline anytime soon? I know that people want to know.
Nah, I don't have any interest right now, man. I couldn't coach these kids. I'd be fired day one.
When did you realize it was going to be a hit?
Shit, I didn't know it was going to be a hit. I still haven't watched it to this day.
Haven't watched it at all, huh?
Nah, I don't have no interest in watching it, man. I didn't know it was going to be a hit at all. I didn't even know about the show. Like, I didn't know about East Mississippi. I didn't know about any of that. My coaches that were on the staff, they were the ones that told me about Mississippi and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, shit, what the hell you been doing? You ain't recruiting if you're watching damn Netflix. So I didn't even have a Netflix account. So it was new to me, man. And then when they came down, I was like, I'm not interested. And I spoke to a few people afterwards and mentors of mine. And you know, I slept on it and came back to the office next day. And I was like, you know, who am I to turn down an opportunity to help a bunch of young kids, coaches, players, etc. So 13 coaches got Division I jobs out of that deal. I've sent, I think, 20 Division I. I've sent 20 of my assistants on the Division I's, excuse me, over the years. So 13 from those couple years. Goddamn. So that was kind of that deal. But, you know, I said, hey, who am I to turn this down? So I'm going to give them an opportunity. And that's what happened.
How'd that even come about? How did you get approached?
They called me, man. I was in a staff meeting. Just finished, I want to say we just finished our first season. We're in a staff meeting getting ready to go towards getting ready to recruit. And they called me office. They called me. I'll never forget it. Chelsea, who's one of the producers, she calls me and, you know, rest is kind of history. We just chopped it up and I was like, I'm not really into it. I don't even know what it is. She's like, you don't know, coach? It's been one of the biggest shows on Netflix. It was in Mississippi, and I go, nah, I don't watch Netflix. And then after the next day, I came back. They called, left an email, called them back, and then they were in the office. I think a couple weeks later, interviewing me and talking to people, president or my boss, my AD, and producer pulled me to the side and was like, "Man, you're probably the most one of the most raw, real, and uncut people I've ever been around in my life." After 2 days, I filmed Mitt Romney and all these different people. He's got a bunch of shows on Netflix, and I was like, okay, cool. I got to get back to recruiting. And he was just like, so I think I knew he wanted it right from the gate. Wanted to be following myself and the team. So next thing is history, and the rest is history. And then is what it is, man. I mean, can't look back anymore. I took the rearview mirrors out my car, man. I don't look back that way no more. I'm not going that way. So I don't have any regrets. I got big boy shoulders. I took it. I accepted it. And now it's moving on time, man. You got to move on. And regardless of what you think, how they depicted me or what the naysayers, haters, everybody has their own opinion.
I agree. There are a lot of people don't want to think for themselves. They'll go on Twitter and they'll get Twitter fingers and tweet you some dumb shit, and then you'll clap back at them thinking that you won't. I go on Twitter every day. I'm like, man, what did JB see today?
Oh, yeah, I love it.
It's
That's nice. I posted a tweet. I already copy pasted my response because I posted a tweet on purpose. I said it on my show today. I posted on purpose. I said, how is LSU ranked above Ole Miss? Everyone, I'm waiting, right? Because they beat Ole Miss head up 45-20, duh. And I'm sitting there like, no fucking shit. I don't think I'm that dumb to post it and not have a fucking rebuttal. But anyway, I'm waiting for it to compile and shit. And then so then I post my tweet that I already copy pasted, ready to go. Half the people, damn, I didn't think about it like that, coach. You right. That's how ignorant we are, man. People are so fast to not listen, just hear you, that we're so self, we got a ticker on the bottom, and as soon as it goes by, whatever you read, you say, and you don't let anything really develop. You don't really wait till a resume is being really written. You want to anoint this guy as the best, this guy is the bust right away, day one. And I'm just like, come on, man. They got 2 losses. Ole Miss has 1. Ole Miss has a chance to win out. At the end of the day, a 2-loss team is not getting in the playoff anyway, but you just cost this 1-loss playoff team to possibly get in the playoff because you now putting them that low. They're never going to move up that many spots. So that is why would you put LSU above Ole Miss? Why would you put SC above UCLA? Why they beat Utah? Like, it just, people don't understand. They don't think for themselves. We have a lot of ignorant people in the world, man, and it's unfortunate. It's ignorance, and ignorance is life threatening. But we refuse to turn over rocks and think for ourselves. You're left or you're right. You're red or you're blue. It's black or white, gray. It's no gray area. Like, dog, it's a result-oriented life we live. You either win or you lose. Last time I checked, when you walk off the field, whatever's on the fucking scoreboard is what happened. There ain't no gray area. Damn, we missed a field goal, man. We should have won. No, you shouldn't have. You lost. You fucking missed it. Like, I don't get it. Winners fuck prom queens, bro. Losers jack off at home alone.
I love that one. That's a great quote. I'm gonna live by that one. You say this before, but I want to hear you explain it. The difference between slapdick, fuckstick, and shitbird.
So, slapdick is a non-malicious human being that just can't get out of his own way, can't get right. He does things in a non-malicious manner, just kind of like a fuck around. Good kid, though, good-hearted kid. All of us are slapdicks, in my opinion. Every human's a slapdick in some way, shape, or form. Fucksticks are basically guys now that left being a slapdick who has made a few mistakes, maliciously intended, and has done some things, cheated on a test, continually cheating on a test, does things you tell him not to do, etc. The problem is a fuckstick, I can get him back to being a slapdick. He's not fully gone yet. I can get him back. And I wrote this in my book, Hate Me Now, Love Me Later. It's actually a chapter called Slapdicks, Fucksticks, and Shitbird. So a shitbird is at the point of no return. You're a fucking shitbird. You're a fucking criminal. You are the, you just can't, you just don't want to listen. You don't want to do right. You know this is who you are. You either were born that way or you followed someone and figured out this is who you want to be. And you're just a person that you got to get rid of on your team. You got to get rid of on your roster. But for the most part, shitbirds, FYI, are usually the most talented players in the world. So your shitbirds are your best players. Can you get a shitbird to play for you and turn him is the key. And fortunately, I've done that a few times. And then all the slapdicks and fucksticks kind of tend to fall in line if you get through to the shitbird. If you can't get through to the shitbird, you got to cut them. And then you got to get all the fucksticks in line and try to get them back to being slapdicks. And then everyone's a slapdick. And that's why I trademarked the word.
I love that. Watching the show, it was kind of inspiration. I think you're inspiration to a lot of people, the JUCO route. I mean, I went D1 out of high school and I was like, this isn't for me. I don't like my situation. So I went JUCO. I mean, I think that you're one of the first people to make JUCO like it's popular now. It's a route that not many people know before the Netflix show. And I mean, it's crazy to see what's happened the last few years.
Yeah, I've been out the loop, man. I don't even know,
Yeah.
Try to put my my footprint in the sand, so to speak. But other than that, I don't really know kind of what's happening. I know right now JUCO's imploding in front of our very eyes because JUCO used to be the transfer portal for Division I schools, and now it is they have a thing called the transfer portal. So obviously the transfer portal holds 7,200 kids right now that aren't playing and they're in the portal. It used to be they'd go to JUCO. Now JUCOs aren't getting those same kids. And then you're getting the trickle down. High school is not getting recruited like it once did either because of the portal kid.
What are your thoughts on the NIL ordeal with kids getting paid? And do you think that's kind of affecting coaching staffs almost to like the NFL nowadays?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the NIL deal. I never was. I want them to get paid, but not in this way because not everyone's getting paid. The average NIL deal is $300. People don't really look in that. They don't understand that. They don't look into the real facts. $300 is the actual deal. You see a few guys making these big $1 million bags and all this crap. It's the average is $300. So let's not act like all these kids are getting paid, set up for life. They're actually not. But if you would have set them up and paid them for their scholarship worth 4 years, 10 semesters, you get a scholarship, you get paid like we once did, but then you actually pay them for what they're worth. So if they're a 5-star kid, they're going to get a 5-star check and you pay them that way. So therefore, you're paid for your whole college tuition or your college career. Right now, the backup right tackle is not selling jerseys.
Nope.
He's not going to get a fucking, phone deal. He's not going to get a T-Mobile
All
deal.
right. Give me your craziest recruiting story. I've listened to a podcast called Busting with the Boys. It's a Barstool one. Some I don't know if you're familiar with. But
I know Will.
Yeah. I think it was Bo Pelini talked about he went on a recruiting trip and the room next to him, some dude was watching porn. I got to hear, I'm sure you got some crazy recruiting stories.
I wouldn't even have told that one. That ain't no fucking crazy recruiting story. What the hell? That's regular, everyday fucking life. I know Bo well too, man. So, man, I've had so many, brother. I could tell you 1,000 right now that you would just like trip out on. Actually, all right. So one of them, Kansas, recruiting number one wrestler in the state of Kansas. I was recruiting him as a left tackle. Built a huge relationship with him and the whole family. So I had him locked down. At midnight, day before signing day, you cannot be at the house. And there was every school in the conference was in a car in the driveway. And I was in the house and I wasn't leaving the house because they needed to get in the house and you got to get in before midnight or it's done. You can't talk to the kid no more. So obviously it was a lock. It was a done deal. I already got in. I snuck in the back. They already let me in. They knew the deal. It was me or it was no one else. I brought him a wrestling belt from like Walmart. It was one of those fake wrestling belts because he was the champ. He just got the number one ranking. He just won the state title. I brought him this wrestling belt. That kind of sold the deal. That he thought it was hilarious. These other coaches, they don't think out the box, man. They don't ever think what it really takes to get a kid. You don't have to spend a lot of money, man. It was a $9 wrestling belt. But anyway, it was a relationship that I had built. So they cook a steak dinner for me. We're eating steak dinner, potato. I'm on the couch. The house is absolutely atrocious, right? It looks like fucking oil stains on the floor. The carpet, if I wouldn't put my worst enemy on that carpet. It was unbelievable. Well, they're smoking cigarettes right in the fucking house. They got 2 babies. One's 1, one's 3. They're blowing smoke right in the baby's face. Like I'm talking about like right in the baby's face. Like it's a joke. And I'm fucking, it's unbelievable. Right. Well, anyway, this is like the 12th time I've been in this house. So this pit bull runs in the house and I'm eating, sitting on the couch and the motherfucker comes and grabs my steak right off my plate, runs outside. Like they're cooking live steak, bro. Like they just killed the cow in the back. Like this shit is real serious. Like this is no lie. And he's like, I'll put another one on, coach. The dad, they fucking slapped me another steak on, man. Big old fucking cut, like unbelievable steak. The steak in Kansas is some of the best meat in America. So I'm sitting there. So the 2 older kids, the kid I'm recruiting and his brother, and they got another brother. They got 5 kids, 5 boys and a girl. The 2 younger medium kids start wrestling in the living room. They start fucking wrestling straight out. They're all wrestlers, like badass wrestlers. They start wrestling in the living room. And little 3-year-old kid is like, I think he's 3.5, 4 years old at the tops. This other one of the kids, he's like 12. He grabs the 3.5-year-old kid and he's like, locks this cat up. And the kid, the 3.5-year-old, already knows how to wrestle. Like he got out of it. And I'm sitting there like, what in the fuck? And this kid like fucking like slams this little kid. And the dad is sitting there watching this shit, smoking, cooking a steak in the house full of fucking cigarette smoke, oil floor. I can't make it up. And the cat has a written on his wall in his house, handwritten with a marker. Anyone, if you're under 1, you just can't get hit in the face. That's the fucking rule. Dog, this little kid and this 12-year-old were fucking killing each other. And as long as you didn't hit him in the face, if he's under 1, you can't hit him in the face. I went back to the school and told the staff, we wrote it on the board. We live by that quote the rest of the year. The motherfucker was slamming this 3.5-year-old kid. As long as he didn't hit him in the face, it was full go. And I never seen nothing like it. Full on wrestle in the middle of the house. Dog took my steak. Fucking chain smoking, blowing smoke in kids' faces. I never saw the mom ever. There was a basement. There was a stairway. It looked like a fucking horror house movie. I don't know what it was. Never met the mom. Never saw the mom. It was snowing outside. You got a fucking little baby running through the snow like naked. No, I've never seen nothing like it. I can't even explain to you what it was. But I probably have 10 better than that. So
That's
recruiting
amazing.
101, I could write a book.
You should write another book just on the recruiting.
I could write a book about that, brother. Coaches have no integrity no more. They have no protocol. They don't have no class. Call the head coach. Coach, we like Malik Henry. We want to offer him. Cool. Thanks a lot, coach. Appreciate you. Anything I should know, coach? Nah, he's a good kid, good grades, right? Or if you call me, I say, listen, I won't put my name on him. Shitbird. Fucking don't go to class. Smokes weed. Bad grades. Right? So that's what you want to do. You want to put your name on this thing the right way. That's why my reputation to the 4-year coach is what it is, because I'm going to tell you the truth, and my kids usually make it. I've never had a kid get kicked out of a 4-year school or go to jail after they left me. They all graduate, 100% retention rate, graduation rate, the highest GPA of any JUCO playing football team in the history of football. So like, there's a reason I operate my way. So if you do not tell me you're recruiting my kid and you signed him or offered him or whatever, and you show up to my office and then you just ask me for the first time, how's Malik, coach? We had him on a visit this past weekend. Really? I didn't know you did. And guess what? He robbed fucking McDonald's last night. Did you know that? And they sit there and they look at you. And that is what I was doing to get them to change how they operated in their business approach, because it makes no sense. Because what happens is, man, you don't realize the kid goes there. He's a piece of shit. You cut him. He goes to jail, what have you. And then guess who gets the blame? Oh, Coach JB coached him. Yeah, but I didn't vouch for him. I said, do not take this kid. Do not. He can't make it. He can't handle it. He can't. I did all those things that Dion's now using. And I know damn well he saw my show and did everything and does everything that I fucking do. He won't say that, but I know for a fact I have people on that staff that says he does shit that I did. And so that's just the difference. I would say, hey, man, I got this from JB, like a lot of Division I coaches have done. He has it. And it's weird. But anyway, I don't know. I just think that certain things need to be done more over the football. When you got the best players in the world, coaching's overrated, man. Coaches lose games. Players win them. Don't ever get it twisted.
I think it's refreshing to hear that. I mean, you get a lot of these coaches, man, and you get in there like acting like they're their god. They're the reason why they win. They're the reason why they get to the NFL. To an extent, I mean, like you said, you develop young men and you put them in that position to succeed, and then they win you the games. I mean, being a player myself, I just got done. And I think it's refreshing to hear someone that preaches that.
That's what people don't grasp, man. You gotta be honest with guys.
Honesty, I mean, it always wins at the end of the day. Like some of these coaches that spill these lies, you're gonna have to remember them. And like for you're saying that you don't want to have to remember that. Just be honest, be yourself. And I think that's why myself and a lot of the majority watch your show. They're like, tune in. They're like, this guy is exactly who we want, because he's a real motherfucker. He's not going to bullshit you. He's going to get straight to the point. And you're going to see this in a lot with the transfer portal. The kids that are being taught or being told all this stuff. Oh, you're going to be a starter right away. We're going to get you this YZ money. You're going to get you a bag. They get there. they're third on the depth chart, and they're like not what they were told at all.
Yeah, that's why, you put kids need to understand that too. Kids got to do better. They got to learn and figure it out, because if you expect something to be handed to you, you're setting yourself up for failure. Parents need to do the same. Parents don't turn over rocks and really look into the situation. They see pretty uniforms, and Oregon has 30 helmets. And then you get there and the coach walks by you and you want to transfer because he didn't tell you the same shit he told you recruiting you, because you didn't do your due diligence. You didn't understand this is a car salesman selling you a car. You bought it. You're there. Now you can't, there's no such thing as decommitment. There's not even a real fucking word. These kids are using the word decommitment every day on Twitter. There's not even a real word. If you see it, it's underlined in red because it doesn't fucking exist. The word does not exist. And when I told that on an ESPN show, everyone was like, what? And people really had to look it up. I'm like, it doesn't fucking exist, bro. Go pull it up in the dictionary. And these guys on ESPN are like, damn. I go, yeah, but you're so fucking ignorant on mainstream media that you won't do no due diligence and understand that this isn't a real word. You're anointing these kids and endorsing them and enabling them instead of saying, that word don't even fucking exist. And you really sound ignorant. And the word commitment is actually the real word. And there is no such thing as decommitment, because commitment is the final thing. You committed to your wife, your husband, your job, your fucking life, your kid, your school. And now that you got a little bit of adversity hitting you in the face, now you want to decommit. So let's just fucking make up a word, you soft pussy fucks. No. How about you fucking stare adversity in the face and you fight it and you go figure it out? Man, that's what we had to do when I was my age. That wasn't what we had an option of. I wish I could have came home and said, Dad, I'm decommitting. I'm going to go over here. Oh, really? I mean, I've been in that situation, dog. My dad's gone, rest in peace. I'd walk in though, and he wouldn't stop drinking his beer or stop eating his food. And I was like, all right. And I'm thinking okay, I'm cool. I could do it. And that's all he said. And I'd go to bed thinking I'm going to a new place tomorrow or whatever. And I wake up and the motherfucker takes me to the same place. I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, what? You were serious? Get the fuck out of here. You ain't going nowhere. You better beat that motherfucker out. You ain't going nowhere. You're giving the car keys to the kids without teaching them how to drive. That is why. And that's a fundamental issue. That's the fucking pandemic, bro. It ain't COVID.